Hi all, it's JK here with another video. Sorry it's been a while, but I've just been busy and whatever. So I've just had a week off work, and I've been doing my winter polish on my car. And the car in question's been the EP3 Type R. So this video is focusing on that. But obviously what I do to this car applies to the Golf and the R, and it applies to any other car. So giving you an update on the M2 video and where we're going in the future with this channel. BMW M2 not going to happen. I spoke to one of the largest, probably the largest dealership in the country, Sittner's. They ain't got any, they've sold out, the demonstrators are sold out. There's a 2-year wait list, and that's it. There's nothing I can do about it. So either I buy it or move on, which I did, I moved on. So what I'm going to do is, what I might do is, when I get a minute, I've already driven the A45 AMG Mercedes, and I've already driven the RS3, but the videos weren't very good. So I might do them again and do the same format I did with the Ford Focus RS. So I'll do a walk around, then the test drive, a launch if possible, because not all dealers let you do that, and then obviously the actual review of it. And again, it'll be based against the Golf R, and the reason for that being because that's what the media did. They put it all against the Golf R. So I'll be doing that, and then I might try do SUV videos as well. Went to Land Rover the other day, tried to do the new SVR, but he was a funny dealer. He wouldn't let me record it for some reason. And that thing is loaded with toys, you know. It's got cruise control, ACC, it's got this, it's got that, it's got the other. And I said, look, I won't put it on YouTube or anything then if you don't want me to, but I just want to record it, so I know what the hell we've got. What, you know, how am I supposed to compare this SVR against a G-Wagon or a Q7 if I don't know for the same what you're getting for the money, which is the whole point. Yeah, you can't record. I was like, oh, fuck off then. So I'll try another dealership, but it could be that Land Rover are just picky arseholes, basically. I mean, he gave me loads of coffee, and he wouldn't let me leave the dealership, so he obviously thought was taking me serious, but for some reason he wouldn't let me record it. Probably because he didn't want to get caught lying. So, you know, probably he thinks you could take legal action, I don't know. But anyway, so I might try the SVR with another Land Rover dealer. Might even do the Disco as well. Might do the Toyota Land Cruiser. This is if I've got time. I could do a video on my Land Cruiser, I suppose, so that'll be interesting. And then compare it with the new Land Cruiser. That'd be an interesting video. I'll probably do that next, actually, because I know Toyota are more down to earth. And then, yeah, I'll do that. But getting back to this video, what I did was I used 4 products. I used Auto Glims Clay Bar, that was £25. Meguiar's Ultimate Compound, 15 quid. Meguiar's Polish, that was 15 quid. And then Harley Wax, not sure how to pronounce it. Is it Conambura Wax? Begins with a C? Don't know. Smells delicious though, it smells really nice. So yeah, and about 9 or 10 minutes into this video, I actually show me applying them one after the other. So I do a clay bar, then the compound, then the polish, and the wax. The format of this video is I just show stages of what I've been working on. You know, what panels I'm working on. I've just done this, I've just done that, without actually showing you. It's been a very difficult video to film, so be interested to see what you think of the format. So yeah, sit back, relax, watch it, and as usual, let's get discussing. Cheers. So as you can see, it's been a fragmented process for me. Excuse the hair, I've had a bit of a nap and woken up, but yeah, I managed to do the roof last night. Now, in total, I spent about 3 days on this, and the reason it's taken so long is obviously I've been getting rid of cuts out of the car. So, you know, she's looking immaculate now compared to what she was doing. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to film what the steps I took to get to this point. And as you can see here, there's bits I've missed buffing off. There's a bit of wax there, but that'll buff off. And also, it's been raining obviously, but the irritating thing is birds have started crapping on the car. But doesn't matter, the wax is on, and when we come to clean the car, it's final shampoo and clean, which I'll do after this. It'll be honky-dory, nice and clean, and then back under its cover, and then it'll be ready for its winter polish. So what I'm going to do now is I'm obviously going to, because it's been raining, I'm going to rinse this side off, because this is all that remains. I've just got to do this side. I've got to do the door, that wing there, and that part there, and then I've got to do the side here. As you can see, needs a lot of work doing, whereas if you compare it with the other side, she's actually, believe it or not, she's better looking than the Golf R now, because obviously I've been out in my Golf R. I've been driven it to Chesterfield once and it rained, it pissed it down with rain, and as you can see it's now filthy. What I've got to do is, I've got to, I won't bother putting the cover back on this now, because obviously it needs a shampoo before it goes back on its cover, but it also needs its polish and winter wax as well. But I won't bother doing any cutting, because obviously it's got no scratches on it. So yeah, it's been a very long process restoring the Type R. Then I'm going to get the wheels refurbed, and I'm going to get another video filmed of me putting in the new headlamps. I'm going to order some new headlamps, and then it's a question of what do I do with her. So right, let's carry on with this video. So what I've just done is I've just clay barred this part here. The whole idea of clay bar is to get rid of tough contaminants, you know, deep little stains, and then make it as smooth as possible before you do your paint restore and waxing, polish and wax. So you don't have to do it, but because this Type R is in such bad condition, I felt compelled to. And I've only just started doing it. I did it on this panel, and I did it on the roof, clay barred the entire roof and spoiler. And I think if I remember correctly, I started clay barring this door here. The rest of it I didn't do because I wasn't sure whether or not to do it. But basically what you do is you before you do any cleaning or whatever, sorry, after you clean, if you feel the paint and it feels rough, just test the little rough spots to make sure it's not touch-up paint or anything like that, and then you'll find that it's bits of dirt, toughly and stained dirt, ingrained dirt, so dirt stains, and a clay bar will fetch it off mostly with the chemical that you use. Obviously you can't see it on this panel, and I never use clay bar on this panel, is because I basically compounded it and I gave it elbow grease, so that would have got all the stains up. But obviously it would have, but although you can't see any, and there aren't any, in theory it should have caused more scratches, but it looks like I got away with it. But from this door I started using clay bar. It makes life, it makes the job a lot longer, but you know, if you want to preserve the car perfectly, then it's what you got to do. So now I'm going to compound it, and as you can see, there's a scratch there, a nasty scratch, and some marks there, but with a bit of elbow grease that will disappear, and I'll show you that's in a second. And there you go, like magic. Now there you can see that scratch is still there. It's a deep scratch, so nothing I can do about that, but you know, it's a lot better than what it was. Buff right out. It takes a lot of elbow grease, and that's where you can see I've got to that point there, and there's the rest of the car to do still. But yeah, so it's a very labour intensive process, so a lot of respect to detail as you do this day in, day out with lots of cars. I couldn't do it for a living, that's for sure. So and then obviously next I'll put the polish on, and then it's the wax. But what I'll do is when I get to the final panel over here, I'll actually film the process so you can see how to apply the clay bar, then the compound, then the polish, and the wax properly. Again, the weather's interrupted, but I'm determined to get at least most of this done today. So I've moved my car undercover, and what I've done so far, as per earlier, I did show compound, but I didn't show polish, but I've polished it. Obviously I've T-barred it, then I've compounded it, then I've polished it, sorry, clay barred it. And then here I've clay barred, I've just got to apply the compound and polish, and then wax. And there you can see I've still got the wax on, sorry, as I was saying, that's all the way. Get my light on so you can see. It's all the way to there, because I haven't worked on this part yet, just up to there. So yeah, and what I'll do is leave that on now and start working on the rest of the car down there. hopefully filming it so you can see. I've got my tripod there, and then yeah, then I've got to do this door and then this sill and it'll be done, but it ain't going to be done today. I've got to be honest, the weather's been a right cunt, to be fair. And if it hadn't been the weather, it's been other things, like the farmer came and cut the hedge the other day, so I had to go and clean the drive. That took 6 hours, so anything and everything's been getting in the way of this job, and I'll be glad when it's done. But I'm enjoying doing it, to be fair. It is nice when I'm getting into the routine of it. It is nice to do. But anyway, let's carry on. Okay, so here I'm going to quickly show how I've been doing it and how it's recommended. So I've got my piece of clay here. First thing I do is I give it a bit of a buff down, just in case there's bits of dust there that I've missed. As you can see, I'm actually supposed to start from here up there, but obviously my tripod don't go that high, so I'm going to do it just this section here, just so you can see what I've been doing. Right, so hopefully you can see what sort of problem we've got. That area there needs a bit of work. There's obviously a bit of crap there. So first thing you do is you feel with your fingers, does it feel rough? You know, any rough spots? As you can see, I'm dirty in it there. I'm not too bothered about that because it's a bit of wax on my fingers. But around here feels particularly rough. You can't see it on the camera, but this bit here feels a little bit rough. So we'll clay bar it basically. So I'll get that off. Obviously using a microfiber, same as usual. So what you do is, it's really simple. You spray a bit on the bar, and you play on the area, and then you go up and down. Simple as that. Really simple. You can feel it rough on the area, on the actual, with the clay, that the clay is touching. You can't go in circles apparently, according to Glyn, Auto Glyn. So you go up and down or left and right. And you have to make sure that you constantly apply the rapid detailer as well, as they call it. So that's the clay barring. Really simple, and you keep doing it until it's super smooth. What I've been doing is anything that's really stubborn, I've been using my nails to very gently nudge it while spraying this detailer on it. But what you're supposed to do is get a cotton cloth and work it off that way. But the reason I've done that is because I was going to compound it anyway, so any scratches I'd create we're going to buff out, and it has been doing so. Yeah, that feels pretty good. And then what you're supposed to do is you don't let it dry, you buff it off with the good old microfiber. As you can see there, I don't know if you can tell, but that's quite clean. Sometimes you'll get dirt on there, and what you do is when it gets so dirty, you simply fold it and then re-flatten it, and then apply the detailer again, and then repeat. So it's really simple clay barring. Takes a while to do as well. And then you buff it off. I probably need a cleaner cloth actually, because I've been removing wax with this cloth as well. But I don't see that as being a problem because it buffs out anyway. I think I'll finish with it actually, because I cannot see very well at all in here, even with this torch. So, but I think this is good enough to show you guys what I've been doing and how to do it. Okay. So the area we were looking at, and seeing as this is just turning into a demonstration, that'll do for it, I think. So then next, it's the compound, because as you can see, it's scratched to hell. Let's see now. There it is, my ultimate compound with its pad. Got these pads off eBay, really cheap, 21 for like £2. And it was an experiment really to see if the cheap ones were really good. And yeah, they're doing all right. They haven't scratched the car, and you know. So what I try and do is you try and do an area. Hopefully you're getting this on the film, because I'm doing this on my own. to there. To there actually. And then it's a case of giving it some elbow grease. Giving it some real elbow grease as well. It's a trial and error job basically, so you apply it as best you can, buff it off, and then see the scratches you've missed, and then you do that little section, and it takes ages to do, but it's the only way to properly do it. And because it's abrasive, Meguiar's say don't do circles, so whereas polish you can obviously circle because it's not abrasive, you're not cutting anything out. So there we go, and then we buff that off with the cloth. It's a bit of an experiment because this cloth, as I say, I've been using it to buff off the wax, and it's got a bit of wax on it. Obviously there's a bit of dirt there, so I avoid that part, but I fold it, as you can see it's clean, but there's your wax, there's the wax there. So it's a bit of an experiment to see what happens when this wax, a bit of wax on it already. So that's the compound buffed off. You can see it looks a lot better, but given the crap light I've got in here, I can't really do much better than that. So there you go, she looks much better already. So that's that. Then it's a case of using another pad. So what I do is I trap the pad in there basically. This pad's about finished anyway. Trap it in its lid and then it's held on like that. But then we've got the polish with its own pad. As you can see, the polish pad's in a lot better condition because you don't require any elbow grease. It's a case of working it into the paint. As Meguiar's say, they say do it thoroughly, with passion, but gently. So it's just a case of applying it to the area and then working it in a bit, because as some people were saying on the regarding my buffing machine polisher, it was a case of it could burn off the polish because it was a cheap Audi one, so I haven't bothered using it. So it's a case of working it in, making sure you don't miss anything. I'll do the light as well actually, so I'll need a bit more now. Obviously the compound just restores paint, you don't need to use it on the lights or anything. So no need to go that far. I used it on my wing mirrors, but I think I might get them resprayed because they're that badly scratched. Then we buff that off. Same cloth. You're supposed to leave a little bit so you know where you've worked, so I will do. Right, there you go, that's buffed off, nice and smooth now. So it's clay barred and then compounded and then polished, and then obviously you apply the wax, which is what I did up there. So yeah, that's the whole process basically. And as you can see, the ultimate compound is brilliant at getting out scratches and restoring the paint. It actually is looking better than the Golf R at the minute, because the Golf R is absolutely filthy. So yeah, that concludes this video. It's been a long time filming, I can tell you that. I've been doing at least 4 or 5 attempts. I hope you find it useful, and as usual, leave comments and tell me what I've been doing wrong, and we can all learn from each other. Cheers. And there it is, the end result. All that elbow grease, all that time, zoomed right in. Look at that, there's no scratches at all. So yeah, it's an awesome process. I've enjoyed doing it. It's the first time I've ever done waxing, and never mind doing the clay bar and, you know, compounding. This is all new to me. It's all stuff I've been learning and researching throughout the year. As you can see, I've only done up to there, so I've still got all down there to do, and that's the section I did in the shed when I demonstrated to you how I actually do it. But I'll re-go over that again, because obviously I can't quite tell where I am at that area now. But the weather being what it is just telling me to fuck off, basically, which I will do. I'm gonna go get something to eat and call it a day.